Safe workers are happy workers, like there's I guess a million different analogies, but it just makes sense.
Ensuring that staff feel valued in their business, that they're heard. We are genuine about driving safety culture improvements and getting better safety outcomes, and staff directly benefit from that.
And our product are our people. So keeping them safe is of utmost importance to myself, and I know to everybody else involved in the projects.
So Norship is a ship repair and maintenance company. We do deliver other services, but predominantly it's in the maritime industry.
Most of what we do is high-risk construction work. There's a whole range of trades that work here at Norship: electricians, boilermakers, shipwrights.
We had a lot of people in a very small space, a tight environment for the guys, a lot of work trying to be done.
Manual handling, working with live electrical installations. Since I've been here, Norship's doubled in size, and there was just a developing need to have a permanent safety role.
Everybody knows that change is always needed. The shipbuilding industry is one of the industries that has always been a little bit relaxed.
We had a pretty good safety record, and there were no major incidents. However, there were minor injuries, and they were quite often relatively common, and there were some opportunities for improvements, particularly in those areas.
Before IPaM came in, the culture was different. There was a real sort of do it just because mentality. It's the way it's always been done, that sort of approach.
When IPaM came on board, we had a more detailed look, did a gap analysis on those procedures and policies that we had in place, and we had a very close look at the hazards that the guys were facing on a day-to-day basis.
IPaM stands for Injury Prevention and Management, and IPaM is a partnership program between Workplace Health and Safety Queensland and WorkCover Queensland. It looks to improve the injury prevention, injury management outcomes from identified businesses. IPaM supports the business through a safety advisory services and also an agreed business improvement plans, but also goes a little bit beyond that and also looks at the systems of the business and also looks at the culture of the organisation.
When IPaM first arrived here with us, again, it was an education process, and I think they really led us on a whole lot of things that we hadn't really thought of.
It was a collaborative approach that we had, so there was one-on-one interaction between the members of IPaM and the workers here on site, and that they were able to speak their mind without the management of Norship looking over their shoulder. And I think their first reaction, they were a little bit wary. That changed straight away. They knew why they were here and they looked forward to it.
The approach to it is really getting the people to understand why we're doing it. Be seen not to be the bad guy, not so much coming in from a police point of view and picking them up for it, but really coaching the guys, working with them so they can see the benefits of it as well,
I think the whole process is a continual learning process. The repeat visits and the follow-ups reassure the guys that we're serious about improving safety here on site, and leading by example, by not walking past the problems, by dealing with them then and there.
If you don't have that commitment from the top, it doesn't totally work. They have to lead by example in the way they conduct themselves and be committed to the processes that they implement.
They're not doing things safely because they're told to. They're actually doing them because they want to, because it makes them safe, makes their workmates safe. The guys feel that they've got ownership of them. And when they have contributed to the procedures and the way that we do things, it's wonderful.
Before, I felt like I was managing down onto the guys when it comes to safety. You will do it, and we tried to enforce it, but now it's really them managing up as well. So they sometimes highlight things that we're not doing correctly. They have a much bigger buy into the approach and the changes that we're trying to make. It's actually a self-policing culture as well. So instead of us picking it up, they're actually picking it up themselves.
It makes the job easy for us. Anything that we need, we can always go to senior management and it gets implemented immediately.
Once we start putting safety first and actually start having robust discussions around that, inevitably it finds its way from the boardroom through to the senior leadership team through to the actual workforce. We've had some injuries in the workplace, but we haven't lost a shift as a consequence. But even those injuries are really being aggressively driven down by taking learnings from incidents not just that happen here, but that happen in industry, and applying those to our business.
Having people solely focused on safety has made a huge improvement. I think return on investment, they should definitely consider it. It's money that you're going to save in the long run, absolutely. With the company growing, we've been able to reduce our actual premiums that we pay.
it is a return on investment. For what you put into it, you're going to get more than that back to it. There's nothing worse than going into an environment where things are unsafe, you don't feel like coming to work. It shows in your attitude, it shows in your productivity.
The broader benefits, when you look at return of investment, are really much more significant. The risk profile that, for instance, key customers for us, they look for low-risk suppliers. These type of results feed into their risk assessments, and they feed into our ability to actually retain work and continue to conduct the activities that we conduct here today. The future for Norship is very much about becoming a center of excellence in what we do. And safety is just an integral part of actually getting that piece right.
I think we all think we do the right thing, but it's really good to get another set of eyes across your business to really just highlight things that maybe you haven't thought of. At the end of the day, I want my guys to go home the same way they come to work.
Seeing everyone go home at the end of each day, seeing them proud to actually come to work is really, really important to me.